Take page number 18, dear. 18.
Yes, ma'am.
Which approach you feel easy? Traditional one or modern one?
The modern one is easier than traditional.
Yeah, it's extremely easy. This modern one. Traditional one is little bit difficult. So throughout 11th and 12th we are going to use this modern approach only for the practical sums. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Page number 18, question. Anuj started business with cash rupees 1 lakh. Again, what you have to do, you just prepare all the columns, accounts involved, nature of account, how affected, debit, credit.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, in accounts involved, in the first transaction, two accounts are involved. First one cash account and the other one is capital account. Now, nature of account, cash is an asset, it comes under asset, and under clear, CLEAR. Then capital is capital only, so it comes under capital account. How affected? Whenever any business is started, cash is increasing because cash is coming into the business. And whenever asset is increasing, you have to debit. Whenever any asset of business increases, you have to debit asset account. So you have to debit cash account by 1 lakh rupees. Now the capital is always a liability, first thing, and whenever capital is increasing, okay, whenever capital increases in the business, you have to credit it. This is the rule of capital as per modern approach. Here capital is increasing because the owner of the business is introducing capital into the business. He is investing capital. So capital is increasing in business. You have to credit capital account by 1 lakh. First transaction clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we are moving to the second transaction. Deposited cash into bank for opening an account rupees 50,000. Deposited cash into bank for opening an account rupees 50,000. Just a moment. So bank is also in bank and cash, two accounts are involved. Okay. Why bank account is coming? Because what the business is doing? Business is taking the cash and depositing into bank. So two accounts are involved in this transaction. Deposited cash into bank. One is bank account, another one is cash account. Now if you see, bank account is also an asset for any business. Cash account is also an asset. So bank account, cash account, both are assets, nature of accounts. Now how affected? Bank is increasing. How bank is increasing? Whenever business deposit cash into bank balance of the business will increase. So bank account is increasing. And since bank is an asset, and whenever any asset increases, you have to debit. So bank account debit, how much? 50,000. Now what about cash? Cash is also an asset, but it is decreasing. Why it is decreasing? Because business is taking cash from its office, then it is depositing into the bank. So in business cash is decreasing only. In bank it is increasing, but in business cash is decreasing. Cash is an asset. Now whenever any asset decreases, apply the rule, you have to credit the asset account. So cash account will be credited by 50,000. Second transaction clear? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now the third. Withdrew cash for personal use rupees 5,000. Personal use means drawings. Whenever we say withdrew cash for personal use 5,000 means it is drawing. The proprietor of the business, he is taking the cash from business 5,000 for personal use. So now which two accounts are involved? Drawings account. Whenever any cash is taken for personal use, it is drawing. So drawings account and cash account. These two accounts are involved in this transaction. Now, drawing always represent capital only. Whenever capital decreases, we call it as drawing. You can write it down. Kindly write it down as important note. Whenever capital decreases, we say drawings. So, drawing means capital decreases always. Whenever we say drawings means capital is decreasing, meaning of drawing. So now if the capital is decreasing, what is the rule? If a capital decreases, you have to debit the capital account. So instead of debiting capital account, we write drawings. Okay. Whenever capital is increases in the business, we use the name capital account, we credit the capital account. But whenever capital decreases in the business, we don't write capital account, we write drawing account. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
So write
Ma'am,
it down. Yes, Manjusha?
who is drawing the capital account and why is it decreasing?
See, drawings account means whenever owner of the business, here who is the owner? Anuj, right? Anuj, he is the owner because he started the business. Now he is taking 5,000 cash not for business. He is taking the cash 5,000 for his personal use. So whenever in business, that is business cash 5,000 is taken by the owner of the business for personal use. That is known as drawing. Whenever owner takes the money for personal use, business money, that is known as drawing. Now, why we are debiting drawing means, just imagine, first when the owner of the business started, he invested 1 lakh rupees. Now from that 1 lakh, in the third transaction, he is taking 5,000 for his personal use. He is not using that 5,000 for business. He is taking that money home and using for some personal. So now capital is decreasing na. We are saying that 1 lakh he invested, but again he is taking 5,000 from that 1 lakh only. So now that 5,000 business don't have to pay to the owner later on because he already has taken that 5,000. Now only after deducting that 5,000, whenever the business comes to an end in future, it will pay. Are you understanding, Manjusha?
So ma'am, it becomes a capital because we are taking money from the
Yes.
from the business
Yes,
account, and
yes.
whenever money comes or goes out from the account, the capital also decreases or increases.
Yes, it is based on that concept only. Actually, drawing means, I told you, the whenever the owner takes for personal use. So whenever owner takes for personal use, it decreases the capital of the business, because capital is always a liability for any business. Whatever amount invested by the owner, the business thinks it's as a liability. Business thinks whenever in future the business will come to an end, business needs to make the repayment of that capital to the owner. This is the concept. Okay, that's why whenever drawing happens in the business, we reduce the capital. So in order to reduce the capital, we don't write capital account debit. We don't debit. Instead of debiting capital account, we use the word drawings. So drawings account debit. Drawings account debit means capital is decreasing. Okay. So you know the concept as per modern approach. Whenever capital increases, you have to credit the capital account. Whenever capital decreases, you have to debit the capital account. This is the rule you have to follow, rule of debit and credit. That is the reason we are debiting drawings account. Now you got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you just kindly write it down as important note. Okay. Whatever I said you, in your own words, you can write it down. Now what about the cash? Cash is also an asset. Now what is happening? Cash is also decreasing. Okay, cash is decreasing because owner of the business is taking cash from business for personal use. So cash is decreasing in business. It is an asset. Whenever any asset decreases, you have to credit asset account. So cash account will be credited by 5,000. Drawings account will be debited by 5,000. Now it's clear to you, Manjusha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we are moving to fourth. Withdrew cash from bank for office use, rupees 10,000. Now what the business is doing? Business is taking cash from bank and bringing to business for office use, 10,000 rupees. So now two accounts are involved, bank account, cash account. Now since this cash is coming into the business from bank, business is taking and keeping it in office. So cash is coming into the business. Cash is an asset. Cash is increasing in business. So whenever any asset increases, you have to debit. Cash account will be debited by 10,000. Now what about bank? Bank is also an asset for any business, but bank is decreasing. Why bank is decreasing? Because from bank business is taking the money. So bank is decreasing. Bank is an asset. It is decreasing. So you have to credit bank account by 10,000 as per the rule. Whenever any asset decreases, you have to credit the asset account. Whenever asset increases in business, you have to debit the asset account. Hope this fourth one is also clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now fifth, received a check from debtor Sham, rupees 5,000. So who is Sham? Sham is a debtor. Now who is debtor? Debtor is a person in business to whom business has sold goods on credit. And debtor is an asset. For any business, debtor is always an asset. Now what is happening? Business is receiving a check. Okay, business is getting a check. Debtor is giving a check to business for 5,000 rupees. Now you have to remember one thing. Whenever any check is received from debtor, you have to read the next few transactions. Now there is a reason. Okay, suppose you are giving me a check for tuition fees. Suppose you are giving me a check, and what I am doing, I am taking the check from you. I am keeping it in my like a drawer, in home, any cupboard, anything, anywhere I am keeping it. Will my bank balance increase? Will my bank balance increase? No. When my bank balance will increase? When I will take that check given by you and deposit into the bank. Maybe after 2 days, 3 days or a week, I will go to bank. I have to deposit. After that also it will take 2 to 3 days time. Then the whoever person is dealing, he will just increase in my account. He will just do all the things. But till that it is in my drawer, so bank balance will not increase. That is the reason whenever business receive any check from any customer, you have to read the next few transactions. When you read few transactions, if nothing is given related to the check, it means same day bank, we will assume that the same day business has deposited that check into bank. But if any information is given after that, you have to do accordingly. Now see, in the fifth transaction they are saying received a check from debtor Sham, rupees 5,000. Okay, you have to what I said, you have to read after that little last. So if you see the sixth transaction itself, you are getting the reply, deposited Sham's check next day. It means same day what, business is not depositing the check into bank. So bank will not increase until and unless business deposits the check. So what will be the impact for this fifth? See, fifth transaction, always you have to write check in hand account, because you are getting the check in hand and the next day only you are depositing in bank, and next day only bank account will be increased. So for fifth check in hand account, one account will be involved. That is also an asset. Again, check in hand account is also an asset. Having check in business drawer also, it is an asset. Whenever you go to bank, it is going to convert into cash. So it is an asset only. But you have to write check in hand account. Then Shyam account. Why Shyam account? He is a debtor. So two assets involved here. One is check in hand account. It is also an asset. The moment I will deposit this check into bank, it will be converted into cash. So it is an asset. Shyam account. Shyam is our debtor. So both are assets. Now, so nature of account, check in hand, Shyam account, both are assets. What about how affected? See, check in hand is an asset and it is increasing. Whenever debtor gives or any customer gives me check, I am getting that check, my asset is increasing. Check in hand is an asset and when I get, it is increasing in business. So increase. So whenever any asset increases, you have to debit. So check in hand account, you have to debit by 5,000 rupees. What about Shyam? Shyam is a debtor. Debtor is again an asset. Now, what is the rule for asset? If the asset decreases, you have to credit. This asset is decreasing. How? Suppose I am customer, you are business, I have to make you payment. Now I am making my payment 5,000. Unless and until I make the payment, you will show me in your book as I am your asset in name of debtor. Once I make the payment, I am no more asset, right? Again and again I will not come to you and I will pay. Once I paid you this 5,000, finished. You can remove me from your book. I am no more your asset. In future I am not going to make payment again. So debtor will decrease, asset will decrease. Once I receive payment from my debtor, debtor will decrease. Whenever any asset decreases, I have to credit the account 5,000. It is clear to you, the fifth one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, sixth, deposited Shyam's check next day. So in sixth, what you are going to do? Now there will be two accounts involved. Bank account, check in hand account. Bank is again an asset. Whenever you are taking that check next day and depositing into bank, what is happening? Your bank balance, your means business bank balance will increase. It is an asset. If any asset is increasing, you have to debit. So bank account, you have to debit by 5,000 rupees. What about check in hand? As I told you, check in hand is also an asset. But what is happening? The next day you are going to bank and giving that check, depositing that check into bank. Again this asset is decreasing in business. Now no more check in hand. You are not having any check now in business because you have deposited into bank. So this asset is decreasing. Whenever any asset decreases, you have to credit the account. So check in hand account is an asset and it is decreasing because you are depositing it into bank. So you have to credit check in hand account by 5,000. It is clear or having any doubt?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay. Now the seventh transaction. Paid to a creditor Mahesh by rupees 10,000 check. Now paid to a creditor means business is making payment to a creditor. Who is creditor? Creditor is a person from whom business has purchased goods on credit. Now business is making payment. And who is our creditor? Mahesh. And for 10,000 rupees. Now business will make payment to Mahesh 10,000 by check. Check means business is issuing check to Mahesh. He is a creditor making payment to him through check. Now what will be the impact for this seventh transaction? There are two accounts involved. One is Mahesh account. Mahesh is our what? Creditor. So Mahesh account, and another one is bank account. Two accounts are involved. Now if you see Mahesh, creditors are always liability for any business because in future business needs to make payment. So they are liability. Here Mahesh is our liability. Now liability is decreasing. Why liability is decreasing? Because once you make payment, your liability will decrease, right? Suppose business has taken loan from bank 10,000 rupees. Suppose business has paid 5,000 rupees. So now only 5,000 will be the left out liability. From 5,000 you can reduce the liability from 10,000. In the same way, now Mahesh is a creditor to whom business needs to make payment 5,000. Now business paid 5,000. So Mahesh is no more liability for our business. Liability has decreased. And what is the rule as per modern approach? Whenever liability decreases, you have to credit the account. Whenever liability increases, whenever liability decreases, you have to debit the account. Whenever liability increases, you have to credit the account. Here by making payment to Mahesh, business is making payment, liability is decreasing, you have to debit Mahesh account by 10,000 rupees. So Mahesh account debit by 10,000. Why? It's a liability. Liability is decreasing once you make the payment. What about bank account? Since payment is not made through cash, payment is made by issuing check. Business is issuing check, means business bank balance will get reduced. So bank is an asset, and from bank the amount will get reduced because business is issuing check. So asset is getting reduced. What is the rule? Whenever asset increases, you have to debit. Whenever asset decreases, you have to credit. So bank account will be credited by 10,000. Mahesh account will be debited by 10,000. Are you understanding the concept, dear? It is becoming clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the eighth one. What is the eighth one? Paid salary to staff 20,000. Business is making salary. Means making payment of salary to its staff 20,000. Now there are two accounts involved. Salary account, cash account. Salary is an expense. Salary, wages, interest, rent paid, all these are expenses for any business. So salary is an expense. It is increasing whenever you are making payment of salary to your employees. It is an expense which is increasing in business. Whenever any expense increases, you have to debit the expense account. So salary account will be debited by 20,000. Now what about this cash account? Cash is an asset for any business. When you make payment of salary, cash is getting reduced. Asset is decreasing. Whenever asset decreases, you have to credit the asset account. So cash account will be credited by 20,000. Salary account will be debited by 20,000. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next, ninth. Paid rent by check rupees 6,000. Again expense. Rent account, cash account. Now what is happening? Expense is increasing. Business is paying rent. So whenever any expense increases, you have to debit the expense account. Here name of the expense is rent. So rent account debit by 6,000. Again it is paying through check. Business is paying rent through check. So bank balance will decrease. Now bank account. Bank is an asset. Now it is decreasing. Whenever any asset decreases, you have to credit. So bank account you have to credit by 6,000. Any doubt, dear? Till ninth transaction anywhere you are stuck in?
No, ma'am, it's understandable.
Very good. Now 10th. paid interest on loan rupees 5,000. Now interest on loan is also an expense for any business. If the business has taken loan from bank or any other financial institution, until and unless the payment is paid by the business needs to make the payment of interest. That is what happening here. So there are two accounts again involved here: interest on loan account, cash account. Interest on loan account is always an expense for any business. Here expense is increasing, so whenever expense increases, you have to debit the account. Interest on loan account will be debited by 5,000. Now what about cash? Cash is an asset and asset is decreasing. When you are making payment of interest on loan, cash will reduce. So whenever asset reduces, you have to credit the account as per the rule of asset. So cash account will be credited by 5,000. Expense account, that is interest on loan, will be debited by 5,000. Understood, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, yes, Manjusha, have you started practicing accounting equation, that practical sums from your book? T.S. Gerewal or what? Or T.S. Gerewal you are having?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I haven't started the Gerewal book, but I did the questions you have given me in the PDF.
By yourself you did, without seeing the PDF and all?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. You are able to solve the sums?
The accounting equation one is easy. I'm able to do that. The second chapter is a little bit more confusing. I have to practice a lot more to get it.
Okay, fine. Okay, dear, fine. Now page number 21. Balancing an account. How to balance an account? Okay. This is also included in this chapter. See, sometimes they will ask you to prepare creditor account, cash account, any account. So how to balance this account? Actually there are two sides. Okay, for any account, it may be creditor account, it may be cash account, debtor account, any account, furniture account, land account, building account, any account. Always remember, when we tell account, means there are two sides. One will be debit, another will be credit. So you have to first identify the nature of the account, whether, like under this clear rule, whether it is capital, liability, okay, or expense, or asset, or revenue, under what it comes. Then you have to apply the rule of debit and credit. In this way we prepare accounts. Okay, for example, suppose I am preparing cash account. For example, it is always a T-shaped account, like a T shape, big T you have to put. Then LHS left hand side will be debit, then RHS right hand side it will be credit. CR you have to write here, DR you have to write here. Then always remember, cash means what? Cash is an asset for any business. First thing you should know, what is cash? Under clear, cash is an asset. Now you have to see whether it is increasing or decreasing by reading the transaction given in our question. Suppose it is increasing, means you have to debit. Debit always comes which side? Left hand side. So left hand side you have to write. Suppose cash is decreasing, if you are making payment to outsiders or any person, cash will get reduced. Then you have to write in the credit side as per the rule of cash. Till here it's clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Then what you will do, like in questions, whatever they are saying, you have to do, whether if cash increasing, you will write in the debit side. If cash decreasing, you will write in the credit side. In this way, you will do as per the question. Once the question gets over, then what you have to do? You have to add whatever amount you have written, like suppose 5,000, 10,000, 7,000. Suppose these amounts comes in the debit side of cash account. You have to add together. Suppose it's 22,000 coming here, and suppose credit side one payment is made, for example 2,000, some payment made by business for salary, wages, anything. 2000 payment is made. That is, we will show in the credit side. Then what you will do? So debit side of cash account means what? Logically what you understand, whatever amount you are showing in the debit side of cash account, these are the amounts you have received, business has received. Okay, this is the meaning of, because what we learned, cash increases, you have to debit. Cash is an asset. Cash increases when the cash will increase. If somebody pays cash to the business, then only cash will increase. Now automatically it won't increase itself. So this is the receipt side. And credit side is the payment side. So if any item we are showing in the credit side means business has made payment. Now balancing means you have to first add both the side. If you add both the side, what you will find? Debit side is more. 22,000 is coming debit side. If you see credit side only 2,000 is coming. So 20,000 credit side, it is less. And we have to match both the sides. That is only balancing. Balancing means both the sides should be balanced. It should be equal. How it will be equal? Whichever side is less, you have to carry the balancing figure. That is only balancing. So if in this example you are saying this credit side is less than debit side, so the balancing amount, that is 20,000, you will carry here. So you have to write balance carry down in this way. 20,000. Then both the sides you have to show the same amount, 22,000, 22,000. Then you have to put double underline, because now no amounts, nothing will be written here. Once the account is closed, nothing will be written below that. Are you understanding, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In the same way, these are just first, we are just understanding the example, then we will be doing the question, then you will understand everything. If you take page number 22, it's page number 22. Suppose example of creditors. Okay, creditors. When you read creditors, when suppose you are asked to prepare creditors account, what do you understand? Creditor comes under liability. Creditors comes under liability. So now what is the rule for liability? Liability means whenever any liability increases in the business, you have to credit the account. Whenever liability decreases, when the liability will increase, you know the situations. When the liability, suppose the goods are purchased on credit, creditor increases, liability increases. Suppose any loan is taken from bank, liability increases. Suppose what? Owner of the business, he introduces capital. Capital is also a liability. So in this way, whenever any liability or borrowings, you can say, increases in business, you have to credit the account. So whatever you see in the credit side of creditors account, what you understand by seeing like 5,000, 20,000, you understand that these are the amounts taken or borrowed by business from outsiders. You understand in simple words. Now if you see any amount shown in the debit side, what you understand in creditors account? 6,000. This amount is repaid by business. Once the liability is taken, after few months, few years, business needs to repay that, na? So 6,000 is repaid by business. Why? Because in the debit side, what is the rule? Whenever any liability increases, we debit the liability account. So now how to do the balancing here? Suppose whenever liability increases, you will write all the amounts on the credit side. Whenever liability decreases, in case of repayment, only liability will decrease. You have to show in the debit side. In this way, suppose some figures are shown, like in the credit side 5,000, 20,000, these are the liabilities of the business, for example. So 25,000 is the liability. Now in the debit side, suppose firm or the business has paid 6,000. So now if you do the balancing part, you will see that credit side of creditors account comes 25,000 and debit side of creditors account comes 6,000. The rule of balancing is always you have to write the bigger amount. So if you compare 6,000 debit side and if you compare 25,000 credit side, 25,000 is bigger than 6,000. So this 25,000 you have to write both the sides. This is the rule for balancing. We have written. Now the balancing amount you have to write whichever side is less. In creditors, if you see 19,000 balancing figure will come. How? If you add 19,000 and 6,000, then only 25,000 will come. So this balancing amount 19,000 you have to show in the debit side. And then you have to put double underline after writing 25,000 both the sides. Are you understanding how to prepare a T-shape account?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the way you have to prepare a T-shape account. Now we are going to do the question. In exam this comes, question comes for, they will ask you to prepare T-shape account. So it's very easy. First you have to identify the nature of the account. You have to apply the rule of debit and credit. Then it becomes very easy. So see question page number 23. Open a T-shape account for furniture. So when you read the question furniture, immediately it should come to your mind. Okay, furniture means it is an asset. Land and building asset. Plant and machinery asset. Car asset. In this way it should come. Okay, it is asset. They are asking to prepare asset account. The next thing before reading the question what it should come, you should know the rule. Rule of asset. What is the rule of asset? Whenever asset increases in the business, you have to debit the asset account. Whenever asset decreases in the business, you have to credit. This should come to you automatically. After that it becomes very easy. Now see how to do the question. So first you have to prepare like this, a big T-shape account. If you see page number 24, you have to write furniture account. Which account you are preparing? Furniture. Furniture is an asset. Now you have to apply the rule. Whenever this furniture increases in our business, you are going to debit the account. Whenever furniture is going to decrease because it is asset, you have to credit the account. Then you will write DR means debit, CR means credit, short form. Then you will write increase, bracket you can write plus, decrease you can write minus. So increase plus, then rupees, decrease minus rupees. So you have to put these lines in this way only. You have to put, this is amount column. Rupees we have written, this is for amount column. Increase, decrease we will write. Then again rupees in the credit side, amount column. These are the amount column. You have to prepare the format in this way only. You have to put the lines and all. Yes, understood, Manjusha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now we will read the question first. What the question is telling. First instruction. Furniture purchased. So furniture purchased means again the same. You can, once you give a good practice, you solve all the questions from T.S. Gerewal, automatically all these things will come, which two accounts are involved and what is, everything will come in into your mind automatically. No need to write once you give a good practice in accounts. So see, furniture purchase means two accounts are involved. One is furniture account, another one is cash account. Okay, fine. Now whenever we are purchasing any asset, which account you will debit? Asset is increasing, furniture is an asset, so furniture is increasing. So if furniture is increasing and it is an asset, you have to debit the account. So what you will do? You have to write, where you will write furniture purchased, where you will write? In the increase column. See, increase column is debit side. Whenever furniture is coming into the business, it is increasing, you have to write. You can write in this way, CASH cash equals to furniture purchased. In this way you can write. Now what is happening? 50,000. Okay. Furniture is coming for how much? 50,000. You can write in this way. Done. You understood the first one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. The second one is furniture sold costing rupees 10,000. Again, furniture cash, two accounts are involved. We are preparing furniture account. Always remember, whichever account you are preparing, that account is debited or credited only you have to see and write. Okay, suppose I am preparing furniture account. I will focus on furniture, whether furniture is coming in the business or going outside the business, and I will write the details related to furniture only, not any other account. So in the second transaction, furniture sold means what is happening? Furniture is going outside the business. Now furniture is an asset. If it is going outside the business, when you are selling means it is not in the business, you can say it is decreasing or whatever you wish you can say. So whenever any asset decreases, what is the rule of debit and credit? If any asset decreases, you have to credit the account. In the second transaction, furniture is like decreasing. So second transaction you have to show it in the credit side. Asset is decreasing. So sale of furniture, you will write sale of furniture and how much? 10,000. For 10,000 you are selling the furniture. Na? Furniture is decreasing by 10,000. Second transaction clear, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, third, furniture purchase. Again, furniture is purchasing, asset is increasing. Whenever asset increases, apply the rule, debit the asset account. So this is asset account only, furniture. In the debit side, you will write like this. Cash, furniture, 15,000. In this way, you have to write present. You have to present in this way. What about the fourth one? Old furniture discarded rupees 5,000. There was already an furniture existing in the business. Now they are giving this to that kabadi wala and all, and in return the business is getting 5,000 rupees. This is the meaning. Anyways, asset is decreasing only. Furniture already in business is also an asset. Now when they are giving to kabadi wala, asset is decreasing. Whenever any asset decreases, the same rule, there will be no change. In any situation, there will be no change. So asset is decreasing. So you have to show it in the credit side of the asset account. Furniture is an asset account. In the credit side, you will show furniture discarded cash 5,000. Then till here, any doubt, dear? Are you understanding, Manjusha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the fifth one, depreciation on furniture 3,000. Now depreciation is always an expense or loss on asset. So whenever the business charges depreciation on any asset, depreciation always decreases the value of an asset. Kindly write it down as important note. Depreciation on any asset decreases the value of that asset. Write it down in this way. Depreciation on any asset, fixed asset, decreases value of that asset. Here depreciation is charged on furniture. Furniture is a fixed asset. How much amount? 3,000. It means furniture is decreasing by 3,000. This is the meaning of this line. Whenever you read like this, depreciation on furniture or any asset, 3,000 means it decreases the asset by 3,000. Here furniture is an asset. The same rule. Whenever asset decreases, you have to credit the asset account. So in the credit side of furniture account, you have to write depreciation on furniture. How much? 3,000. Fifth transaction clear?
Yes, ma'am.
You are feeling accounts interesting? You like the subject?
Yes, ma'am. As of now, it's really fun. If hard questions come, then only it's gonna get boring, and then I won't have interest in anymore.
No issues. Hard question also comes. I will make you understand in easy way. Don't worry. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Just focus on the concept. From beginning, if you focus on concept, each and every question you can solve it. No issues. I am there to help you out. Just you have to practice at home. What is your work? From T.S. Garawal, all the practical sums. from accounting equation to rules of debit credit. Then after this I will start journal entry, then depreciation. In this way I will go on. All the lot of practical chapters are there in 11th and time is less. So from beginning you have to focus. You have to start practicing all the sums from each and every sum. Wherever you are struggling, I am there to help you out, that's it. But practice is your job, right? You have to practice at home. I can't practice. So you have to work from beginning. Don't wait for your school or anything. Just start doing the sums. Okay, fine. So now what we are going to do, all the 5 transactions we have done. We have posted. Now you have to do the balancing part. For balancing, what I told, always in the rough column, first whatever amount you wrote in the debit side, make the total. So and the credit side separately you have to make the total. Then you have to check which amount is greater. That amount you have to write both the sides. This is the rule you have to follow. After that, what you will do, whichever side is less, you have to write the balancing figure that side. That's all. T-shape account is that's all. So now we are going to do the balancing part. If you make sum total of this debit side, it is 50,000 and 15,000, 65,000. If you do the sum total of the credit side, it will be less. Okay, 10,000, 5,000, 3,000. So 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 10. So 18,000. In the credit side of asset account, 18,000. Debit side, 65,000. So which is greater? 65. You have to write both the sides 65,000. And what about the balancing part? Credit side is less. So credit side you have to write 47,000. Debit balance of furniture. In this way you can write the balancing thing 47,000. Till here any doubt dear?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are you doing simultaneously all the sums? Are you doing in your notebook?
Yes, ma'am. I'm writing with you.
Okay, fine. Okay, now we are moving to page number 25th. Okay. Yes, Manjusha, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So page number 25, the next T-shape account. Open a T-shape account of a creditor Mohan. So creditor account you are going to prepare. Who is creditor? Mohan. So immediately what should come to your mind? Creditor is always a liability. As per the modern approach, whenever liability increases, you have to credit the account. Whenever liability decreases, you have to debit the account. This should come. Now, and write the following transactions on the proper side. Okay. So prepare a T-shape account, debit, credit, then decrease, increase. Why you have written increase in the credit side? Because this is a creditor's account. Mohan account, in bracket you can write creditor's account. As per the rule, which side this creditor will increase? Credit side. That is the reason we are writing increase, plus means in the credit side this account will increase. In the debit side this account will decrease. But when you prepare any asset account, debit side it will increase, credit side it will decrease. Are you understanding dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now what you are going to do? First, be prepared with the format debit, credit, decrease, minus, rupees, increase plus rupees. These columns you have to prepare. Read the transaction. Purchased goods from Mohan on credit 50,000. Business is purchasing goods from Mohan. He is our creditor for 50,000. Liability is increasing by 50,000. Creditor is increasing by 50,000. So which side? In the credit side you have to write the first transaction. Purchases. You can write only purchases. How much? 50,000. Liability has increased. We have to make payment to Mohan. First transaction clear. Why we are writing in the credit side? Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the second. Paid to Mohan rupees 30,000. Now liability is decreasing. Why? Mohan is our creditor. Business is making payment to Mohan 30,000. So by 30,000 the liability will get decreased. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So whenever liability decreases, the rule debit. You have to debit the liability account. This is a liability account only, Mohan's account or creditor's account. Come to the debit side. The second transaction you can write cash paid. We are making payment of cash to Mohan. You can write cash paid. How much you are making the payment? 30,000. So by 30,000 liability is decreasing. Now the third. Goods returned to Mohan 3,000. What happens? Sometimes whenever the business purchases goods, there are chances after bringing to the godown, there may be some defective goods. Then what the business will do? Business will return those goods to the creditor. So that's what happening here. Goods returned to Mohan. Whenever goods purchased by the business are returned to the creditor, again the liability will decrease. Business will say 3,000 worth goods are defective. I don't want these goods. You take. And now business will say I am not going to make any payment to you for 3,000 rupees since I returned your defective goods. So again the liability is decreasing whenever goods purchased are returned. So again it comes in the debit side. Liability decrease means debit side. So debit side you can write return outward. This is a new accounting term. Return outward means whenever business purchases goods on credit and returns it to the creditor due to any of the reason. For that we use the accounting term return outward. Goods are going outside the business. We are returning the goods. So return outward is a term. So 3,000 liability will get decreased. It's clear, dear Manjusha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in the debit side of this creditor liability account, you have to write 3,000. Only, fourth transaction is also there, na? Repurchased goods from Mohan. Repurchase means once again the business is purchasing goods from Mohan on credit for 10,000. So again liability increases by 10,000. Business is purchasing goods from Mohan. Mohan is a creditor. Again business needs to make payment 10,000. Liability increases. Credit side. This is a liability account. That is why you are showing in the credit side. What you will show in the credit side? Purchases. Goods are being purchased on credit. So 10,000 again liability increases. That's all. All the transactions we solved. Now the balancing part. Before balancing, you have to first, as I said, you have to make the sum total of both the sides, debit and credit, separately. So if you see the credit side, it is 60,000, 50,000 plus 10,000. If you make sum total of debit side, it is 30,000 plus 3, only 33,000. So credit side is more than the debit side. So you have to write 60,000 both the sides, close the account by putting double underline. Then balancing figure comes in the debit side because credit side is more than debit side. So balancing figure will come in the debit side of creditor's account or Mohan account. What is the balancing figure? 33,000 debit side. You have to make it 60,000. How? 60 minus 33, 27,000 balancing amount you have to write here. So you will write balance and you will write credit balance in bracket. Why you are writing credit balance? Creditor is a liability. Liability has a credit balance. Whichever side particular account increases, we say that particular account has that that balance. For example, asset has a debit balance. Why we call it asset has a debit balance? Asset increases in the debit side. We say capital has a credit balance. Why? Because creditor increases, capital or creditor, they increases in the credit side. Whichever side a particular account increases, we call it as that balance. You can write it down. These are all very, very important concepts. So whenever your teacher say asset has a debit balance means what is the meaning? Asset increases in the debit side. That is why it has a debit balance. Creditor has a credit balance means creditor is a liability. It increases in the credit side. That's the reason we call it as creditor has a credit balance. Yes, Manjusha, understood dear?
Yes, ma'am.
You just write it down all these important points in your own words, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You have any doubt so far?
No, ma'am. I wrote everything. It's clear now.
Very good, dear. I just want you to give a good practice, Manjusha. You can do very well from beginning. I believe you, okay? You are studying good. So, from the first exam, whenever you are having, I don't know, you can do very, very, very nice. You can do well in your exams if you study from beginning, okay? And you will study, I know. All my that past for that theory chapters, please go through it, dear, okay? All the theory you go through it. The recorded videos I have sent you na.
Yes, ma'am.
Sit at home, go through, make the proper notes. Any doubt you are having in that past videos, you can just ask me, because we won't have time to go through it now, because there are lot of practical chapters and time is very less. See, once your teacher starts, how she will run in 11th especially, they run like anything, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
Ma'am, in school actually the theory parts are going on. So in school I'm learning all of the theory.
Okay. Yeah, you said na. Yeah, in school it's going. Okay, no issues. So at home you can practice the numerical like accounting equation, rules of debit and credit. So when in school it comes, it becomes easy for you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, dear. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, dear. Bye.